In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the suspension air compressor on this Cadillac Escalade. This is located on the driver's side behind the rear wheel. Let's get into it. There's a hose right here. You want to take that off. I'm just using some hose pliers. Just grab the hose, give it a twist, slide that off. There's a retainer right here. I'm just using a trim tool. Just pry that retainer off. And that hose can come out of there. This other hose right here just goes to the top of the pump. I'm just going to pry that off. And set that aside. We're going to loosen up these two nuts right here. Use a 13mm socket. You don't have to take them off, just loosen them. Loosen them so there's about 1/4 of an inch of clearance. That's good right there. Then take a hammer, just tap these. Those are on studs, so that will slide out. Before we take this out completely, we have one more bolt we have to loosen up, or a nut on the inside. On the inside of the frame, I'm going to use a 13mm socket, loosen up the nut right here. We don't have to take it out, we just need to loosen it. That's good enough. Just grab the whole housing, slide it up, and it'll slide out. You want to tip it back a little bit. There's some connectors you want to disconnect. Just using a trim tool, I'm just going to pop this off right here. The hoses, then disconnect the hose. Just move this piece to the side, and then the hose pops off, just like that. Be careful, there might be a little bit of air pressure in there. In this connector, you want to take off that retainer, or just push it back, the lock, and then push down, and slide the connector off. And there's the pump compressor. On the new compressor, we want to plug this sensor in. Pull the wire, line this up, lock that down, and then find the appropriate wiring harness that you're going to use for your vehicle. Plug this in here. There we go. Lock that in place. And this connector is just going to slide right on this mount here. And lock down. Now take the new compressor, line it up, connect the connector, lock it down, put that little lock back on the connector if it fell off. Lock that down. Now the lines. Get the line connected, lock that down. And push this back through that hole there. I'll line it up in the frame. I'll slide in position there. For the new compressor, we're not going to need this hose. We're just going to pop this off here. And just put a cap over it if you have a cap. Or if you just have a inline connection, you can just connect the two hoses together. That would be fine as well. Now slide this hose in position. And it's going to go in that little box right there. Just line that up, just the same way it came off. All right, that's good. Now I'll just push the retainer through there. hold right there. And that's in place. Now on the inside frame, tighten that nut down. Snug it down. On the outside, tighten these two nuts down. As you tighten these down, it's going to pull the stud through. So just make sure you get it all the way through. You may have to do this by hand. All right, so that's tight. That's about the amount of stud you want sticking through. Do the same for the other one. And snug that down.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.